friends. Welcome, old friends. Hello. Welcome to the Shlicketty do. Oh yeah, we need a song that sounds like the Lollipop Guild, only the Shlicketty do, the Shlicketty do. Oh yeah, how you doing? Welcome to episode
74.
The Shlicketty do cast. I'm Aaron Forsyth. Thank you for tuning on in. Here's my buddy Mike Anderson coming out of the garage.
Here I am. Welcome to it.
A little bit of metal.
The people cheer. The people love me. My people love me. They
Yeah, you
can't
get a
enough of me.
screaming crowd. I know. Mine should have boo.
Bunch of sick elks.
I was thinking it was funny how, for Bruce Springsteen, people yell Bruce. But he said when he first heard it, when he first started making it in the 70s, he thought people were booing him. Because when you got 10,000 people yelling Bruce, it sounds like a boo.
Yeah, whenever they did How Did This Get Made live, Jason Mantzoukas, people go Zook.
Yeah.
And June Diane Raphael would always be like, are they saying boo? And he's like, no, they're saying Zook.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing better than when you're getting liked.
Crowd interaction.
Yeah.
People are happy to see you.
Happy to see you. You didn't eat 1,000 assholes on stage. Last gig I did all right. I didn't eat 1,000 assholes.
Was that the one over the
Yeah, that was a distillery gig. That one went good.
Yeah.
It's my own show. I know. I don't want to say the word headline because a headline sounds stupid. I'll just say I closed it out. I like to close out. That's a better term.
Yeah.
Headlining's pretentious. I'm not. I always call myself a feature. I'm the guy that goes on before the headliner.
That'd be batting cleanup.
Yeah. I don't mind going, because the pressure of being a headliner, it means if you fail, you're the last line of defense to save the night.
Well, but
also, if you fail, your name's on the marquee, you're selling the tickets, it's up to you.
Yeah, they're there to see you.
You got to make sure that you're shooting fucking nuclear bombs every time.
Yeah, but since it's billed as a comedy show and it's not, the Aaron Forsyth comedy night, where it's like, that would be a headliner, like you said, if it's your name on the marquee.
Yeah.
But it's more like you're batting cleanup, which is batting fourth, because if you get somebody on first, somebody on second, somebody on third, bases loaded.
I like that.
You're batting cleanup. That's fourth spot.
Yeah.
When I played baseball as a kid, they'd always put me on batting cleanup.
That's a good one. Yeah. So if you got bases loaded, you could fucking park
somebody
it.
Gets a
and
single, somebody gets a single, they get on first. Another person hits a single, they get on first. First goes to second. Yeah. You get bases loaded, they put me in. I crack the shit out of the ball and drive it to the left field fence.
That's what it felt like. This was one of
scores.
those gigs. Everyone kind of did good. Yeah, we didn't have any squeaky tires, no flat tires. I did all right.
That's good. And so the audience turnout was pretty good.
Totally packed, totally whole thing. Had the crowd interact. Okay. Now, a while back I told you I've been doing improv classes.
Now, you've only done the one.
Right, but the improv and I've been reading a lot of books and watching improv, and I've been watching it on, I've been immersing myself because I get obsessed with things, and I've been immersing myself in that world, which seems to be the total opposite of stand-up comedy, because stand-up comedy is a little more rehearsed, a little bit more
prepared stuff, prepared bits. You know what you're going to say. You know what you're
yes. You're this right hand moves there, left hand moves there. Ha ha ha! I'm Robot Boy. Whereas the improv, you got to be present, and you can't think ahead. You have to stay present. If you think ahead, you're dying.
Yeah.
Which that's hard to do. I told you before, when I was learning the improv, that's the hardest thing to do is not think ahead. I was doing one thing, I'm frying eggs, and I'm thinking of something to pass along to the next guy, and I'm thinking of things. It shouldn't have been like that. I should have fried eggs and said, hey, how about you with the, it should have just came out naturally and flowed, but it didn't. I was thinking. That's the death of improv.
Like the one thing that they were saying in that, I don't know if it was that book that you had or whatever. You sent me a couple of excerpts of a couple of pages. Yeah. And they were saying, or something that Jason Mantzoukas was talking about it, is, you got to be present in the thing, but unpack stuff. If the other person says something and something strikes you as weird, ask questions about it, unspool it, tease it out, like what,
Yeah, there's ways to manipulate the flow, so you're setting it up and you're basically pushing the ball down the hill. and letting it roll as opposed to stopping it. You know, it's the yes and. But to be present without thinking of what you're doing. So I was taking that concept and I was like, okay, I clearly got a script for stand-up. I know what I'm doing. And I had a bunch of new bits because I had advertised this one of all new set. Aaron's going to do an all new set. Which I'd say 75% of it was. But 75% of that new set was all stuff that I've been open micing. Some of it's working, some's not.
But that's, now when you say open micing, that's a specific thing that some of you stand-ups here in town do.
Yeah.
Where you guys do this little open mic thing, and you guys are trying out new bits and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you just do it in chunks of 5 minutes, chunks of 6 minutes.
So it's not just like you're going to some dive bar and doing anybody can get up on stage on a Thursday sort of thing.
Yeah, and I've always said open micing, you got to do it because it's like working out at the gym. You got to do it, but it stinks because you get a false sense of security and not security because I say you have to try out new stuff in front of civilians. Open mics are generally comics who know the gig is up. So you could have had a potentially good bit and none of your comic peers will laugh.
It is one of the toughest rooms.
It is. Yeah. Or your comic friends will all laugh at something and they'll go, that was a great joke, Aaron. That was pretty good. And you go, yeah, it was clever, but to a civilian who's never heard that, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't. You know, I
think it's all in the setup, man. It's all in how much you set it up. Like you could do the open mic thing with the other comics, and you could sort of blast on a topic and get your punchline. But when you're dealing with civilians, you got to kind of build them up.
Yeah, you got to establish your trust. You got to establish your likability. You got to make them like you. You got to give your 3 yeses before they start. You know what I mean? You got to. So.
But also just on the bit itself.
Yeah.
You got to walk them in from the outside, from the 10,000-foot overview.
Yes.
You know, but so you go, hey, you ever notice this sort of thing, and then that sort of thing there? Well, yes. I kind of thought about this, but then you get this, and then that, boom, and then you got it walked in.
And you've got to do about 6 different jokes before that one, so that they trust you that the road you're leading them down isn't going to be a waste of time.
Right.
So you got to establish trust by having a few surefires off the top. Yeah. You know. So it's this whole give and take you do. But I wanted to be present in the moment. And this is where I had a eureka moment. I was like, all right, I just stayed present and stopped thinking about what I was about to do. Like I had my little set list, to my right there in case if I, lose my way. A little security blanket. It's like a set list for a band, You
right.
got, okay. But I stayed present. It was kind of funny, and I'd tell the bit, do the bit, and I'd start playing around in the bit and move around the bit and stop worrying about this whole, okay, I got to do the rule of 3. Okay, I got to, don't step on the last, all that thinking went out the window. I was just very present and really thinking like me. Like, hey, all right. I kept it conversational, but a little goofy like I do on the podcast here. Because this is, you guys here, you get me. This is me, maybe about 15% magnification as far as like,
right.
If you're in my living room, pretty much this. The show I magnify. On stage, I probably magnify about 25 to 20%.
Oh no, but more than that.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a little haywire, but I get a little goofy. But
that's part of what you're doing on stage. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because your whole thing is like you're not one of these low energy guys going on stage.
No, I want to be a little energy. I want to be a little silly. I want to be a little goofy.
Like you're making people look at you and pay attention.
Yes.
Even if it's just to go, look at this nut.
Yeah, and I like to leave that confusion of, is he smart? Does he know what he's talking about, or does he not know what he's talking about? I can't tell. I don't know. Is he fucking with me? Is he not fucking with me? What is going on here? This guy's weird. So I like that. But I stayed present. It was a good feeling. It was just a good feeling. Just to wrap up a show, you get the good applause. And then I did the last joke, which wasn't even a joke. It was more of a story. I wrapped up with a story as a closer. The Tony the Tiger story, and you almost get a mild applause break. I like in comedy, it's the rarest of them all. is you tell a joke, you tell a punchline, they go ha ha ha, and you might get a ooh, that was ooh, yeah, ha ha ha, but you get the ha 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 ooh, ha ha ha, and a clap. When you get a clap, once one person claps, you might hear a smattering over there. You might hear a smattering over there. It happens. But when you get boom, 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 clap, 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 and then they start magnifying each other with the clap, then all of a sudden like, hey, I got a clap break. All right, I'm going to end on the clap break. All right, thanks for coming out, guys.
You can't top that.
Oh yeah, you always end on a high
End
note.
on the high note. Yeah. Get
The
it.
worst thing you can do is go in for more. There's always the comic I know. Every one of my comic friends, I've done it. We've all done it. We all think that was pretty good. I need an endorphin rush. I'm going back in. So anyway, you want to go back in for more. No, I say end on a high note. And it's like a guitar solo. It's like you don't start soloing when the song's done.
Yeah, and you don't want to just peter out.
yeah. You don't. Come on, what are we doing?
The last question I have on the gig was, how was it lighting wise? I know it's
all right.
It's sort of a tough room because you're in front of a window.
Yeah, but they had curtains there now. There's
good.
white, but they're white curtains.
That's fine. At least I got something there.
Yeah. So you're not seeing the lights of the parking lot,
Yeah. And in the summer, the sun's pounding in. And so
Yeah, this is kind of dusky, but they had the front. Like it was fine. It was fine.
Okay.
I didn't need anything.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
because I was afraid my facial expressions get lost and compromised without the front lights.
Yeah, you were talking about maybe doing a spotlight or something.
Yeah.
So. It's a small room. It's a real small room.
It's a real small room.
I mean, 40, 45 people, that place is packed.
Yeah, it was about 50, and it was packed. You could tell it was packed.
Asses and elbows.
But, good success. I mean, did a couple mics since then. All right, but it's once again, I'm running new material, a bunch of room full of comics. It stinks.
But the thing that I find when I go with you to the open mics is, just because I find it fascinating, and I'm a fan of comedy and that sort of stuff, is like they don't walk it into the premise. They just throw it out there, bam, 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 bam,
Yeah.
and it's so random that it doesn't land.
Well, a lot of them are younger comics, so they haven't developed how to build the front porch properly.
Yeah.
They just go right in. They just kick open the door.
And they just go, hey, blah 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 blah. Nothing. All right. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Nothing. And they think they're bombing, but it's just so random. Nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about.
No, I know. And there's a lot of that. There's also a lot of you all think you're bombing because you're in front of a bunch of comics. We've all heard it before. So if somebody goes, oh, I'm gonna, it's like somebody doing, you know that groan you hear if somebody goes, yeah, the old Bill Cosby joke. Oh, I fell asleep. They do a sleeping Bill Cosby joke. We all groan like, oh God. You can almost feel the groan. Or a COVID joke. We all could feel the groan, but it feels like you're doing that 8 times over. Once again, so you never really know if your bit's doing good. Like I do the poltergeist bit, and you think, I did that for a bunch of civilians. They loved it. They're laughing. But I do it for the comics, and it's crickets. So
it's a tough room because honestly, like I've gone with you, and a couple of times somebody says something funny, and like my biggest reaction is to go,
yeah.
That's it. That's all I give.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm being a dick. It's just, I'm not a guy who laughs at anything and everything. You know what I mean? That's just not me.
But I got to get this off my chest because my comic friends keep asking me. So locally speaking, we're in Erie, PA. No big. If you're not from Erie, PA, doesn't matter. Fast forward this. The comedy club here, I'm not even going to say the name, is throwing a comedy competition. Oh, who's the funniest in Erie?
Like a battle of the bands for
It's like a
comedians?
battle of bands for comics.
Which,
Okay.
how useful is any of that?
To answer your question, no, I'm not doing it. The prize is a feature at this club, $500, and a radio spot. It's like, I've done all that 6 times over. It doesn't matter. I don't need it. But here we go.
Wait, say that again?
It's like $500.
No, I know. But you said you've done all that 6 times over.
Yeah, at that place.
Yeah.
So there's nothing for me to gain.
You've been there and done it.
Yeah, other than going back there and just for sheer arrogance or sheer self-validation to try and win some kind of pseudo crown. But here we go. I'm going to tell a quick little story from back in the day. How many times from our talent show on through the years, through bars, we've done Battle of the Bands with our bands.
Oh, yeah.
And we've lost many of them. Now one, Sea Hollies, my old band, won, and it was the biggest thing ever, and it changed our trajectory. We were, we became the biggest band in town. But here we go. It created animosity. Building up all the 12 other bands who didn't win hated us for winning. You also got building up to the verdict, the weeks going in, and okay, you're in second place. Now you're going to go up the chart. It's like a pie chart, or it's like a bracket.
Yeah, bracket.
It's like you're competing against people that are your friends, for one. Just so what, Tammy Pescatelli and the news guy can tell me I'm good or not? I don't give a flying fuck what they think, because comedy is subjective to me. And I think, and this is why I want to say it out loud, because I want to get it off my chest. You're all good. We're all good. The kids are all right. I don't want them. I feel like the club is profiting. Not only do you got to pay $25 to join it, so you're buying into it.
Oh,
yeah. And not only is it just Erie to win Erie's Funniest, they opened the doors to comics from Buffalo, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit right there.
So here we go. I'm competing with a bunch of open micers from
major cities.
Yeah, who are they're probably experienced comics. You're going to see either experienced comics, and then the locals here don't know what they're getting into. I know a couple of our friends from the open mics are going, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. I want to really get into this club. I hope they'll see my magic and maybe ask me to, do a show sometime. And they got good intent, but they're going to get slaughtered.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying, where it really makes it this combative situation where even the guys coming from Cleveland, Pittsburgh, or Buffalo, it's not like they're going to come in and see somebody here and go like, that guy's good, I'm going to have him come do spots with me in Cleveland.
No.
Because that's not going to happen.
No, that's not how it works.
Because it just turns it into this animosity, competition, dog-eat-dog sort of thing.
Yeah, and everybody drives home thinking, well, that guy stunk, or that guy's good, or that girl's terrible.
They didn't deserve it. I'm better than them.
I'm better than... Yeah, and then you get this inner arrogance, this inner monster in you, this competitive gene, because we're all insecure and we're all competitive to a certain degree.
And Erie does have an ingrained thing where they turn on their local heroes. There are no local heroes, because as soon as you get any degree of success, everybody just turns on you like, oh, fuck him. He thinks he's so I shouldn't say it. We might need to bleep those.
No, it's true. In music, it was always like that. Like, they'll high-five you out the door, you're the best guy in the world when you're at their level. But you get something more that they get, they start circling you like hyenas.
Yeah.
And they just want your scrap of meat.
Yeah. There's never any really good support here in Erie, because it just gets to be this jealous sniping where everybody wants to take you down a peg or two.
Yeah, and then they start gossiping about you and blah blah blah, and then you got to back away from the fight, and then as the years go by, they'll stop, and they reach your level, and then it's like, okay, I remember you. You'll see them out in some other city, and it'll be like, okay, cool, we're all equal now. But during that time of the battle, it brings out the worst in everybody.
Yeah.
And comedy...
I don't think it's healthy for the scene.
It's not healthy in music. It was never healthy in music. These Battle of the Bands never were. And now I can tell you, it benefited us when we won. When we didn't win, no, we lost, And, I'll tell you a quick little story. Sea Hollies, we won this Battle of the Bands thing, exceeded Erie. Then we took it a step farther. We parlayed this, and we won an online battle at the Hard Rock Cafe. And we got asked to play. We were the chosen for the online version, and then there was a live Hard Rock Cafe winner. And the Hard Rock Cafe had these two winter bands, this band Well Built from Virginia and Sea Hollies from Erie. And guess where we were? We were the first two bands to open the Rolling Rock Town Fair in 2004. And this was a big festival with the crowd was literally like 20,000. And I mean, there was everyone from like Nickelback headlined. It was Outkast. It was Seven Dust. It was Three Doors Down. There's like all the big bands that were popular at the time. Tommy Lee was one, solo Tommy Lee. And we were the first ones to go on. And the winner of this, from the hard rock thing, was, well, it would have been Sea Hollies or Well Built. The winner was, you get to be recorded by the producer from Godsmack and signed to Geffen Records for a 3-song deal. And
3-song development deal
yeah,
or something.
which, whatever. We're up for it. We just wanted to clot the win. So
like a
here we
demo.
go. We get in our van. They give us a van. They give us a thing. They give us a trailer. We go there. This is 2004, 3.
Where'd you go to?
Westmoreland in Pennsylvania.
Which is where?
That's mid-PA, middle PA.
Okay, down by like Lancaster or something like that?
No, Westmoreland, PA. It was Rolling Rock, where Rolling Rock used to be. It was Westmoreland, PA. Westmoreland Fairgrounds. It's huge. But it was a huge thing. We played at this giant festival, biggest gig of our lives. And here we go. We thought, and everyone in Erie at that point was like, oh my God, Sea Hollies are going to fucking make it. Oh my God. But we were just the smallest blip, barely scrapping on to the big guys. We were barely, we came in there with our RV and our van like a bunch of Jed Clampetts.
Southwest of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And we opened for all these
Southeast.
guys. Well, the competition part, we did well. And this other band, Well Built, they did pretty good too. They're kind of like a little hippie kind of ska band.
So you guys both play this live?
Yeah,
right?
we opened up the show, then Well Built went on. And they crown the winner of the Hard Rock Cafe crowd. And they had the crowd decide. And the crowd was clearly liking us. And then, all of a sudden the guy from Geffen Records comes out, and the winner is Well Built. And they give Well Built the certificate, And we were like, well, that was weird. That seemed fixed. That was, and needless to say, so the gig went on. We ended up watching the show, hanging out with all these bands, whatever, being king for a day. But I can tell you that it was a quiet ride home. And this quiet ride home was, how are we going to get back there someday? We got a taste of the good life. But it was this whole battle thing. It took the fun out of this monumentous gig that we had that was supposed to be the height of our career, and they turned it into a battle. And the only ones who profited off it were the people who were throwing the battle. Now, years later, we ended up meeting up with Well Built again. They ended up going, no, we just recorded 3 songs, never heard from them again. It would have been nothing. It was a nothing burger.
Yeah.
But all that speculation and all the work and all the effort and all the energy and our girlfriends and our fans and our people that followed us down there like a pilgrimage just to support us, it was a beautiful thing. But it was also this huge, giant fucking letdown.
Marketing ploy. Yeah.
Yes, and we got played, And I got multiple stories of what happened. This is our first run-in with the band Godsmack. Fuck them. But we go, all right, here we go. We're as a band, we're losing down. Now, that's just a music story. Now, imagine this in comedy land. Now we're a decade and a half later. I'm into comedy. I'm out of music. I'm not even in that. But I'm doing it all comedy because that whole icky, evil feeling of ickiness that the band life used to give me. Like, I loved it on some level, but I can tell you that competition and ego is not the way to
bring out the best.
Yes, you're not going to be the best person if you're living for vengeance and ego and
I'll show them.
Yeah, I'll show. And my whole band life and we came from you. You were around in those early days. You know that we just wanted to be the best band, and any band who got near us, we were like a gang. We're gonna smoke them, and we're gonna eat them alive. We're gonna eat them and chew them up and spit them out.
The point was to do, because my band was the first band that started doing all originals.
Yeah.
I started doing all originals. Everybody's like, you can't do all originals. I'm like, I'm doing all originals because I don't like the covers. And the point was to write songs that non-musicians dug, couldn't refuse the groove, but that the other musicians respected.
Yeah.
You wanted it to be good enough that the musicians go, these guys are fun, these guys are interesting.
Yeah.
But that the non-musicians would just like get down to.
Yeah.
You know, that was the sort of key.
But then as the years go by, when you're not achieving that goal, you start getting a little spidey. You start getting a little angry. You get a little going, why in the fuck is Johnny and the fucking Johnny Tones over there getting all the gigs, and then Johnny Garlic Teeth over here is getting all the gigs, and your band's sitting there going, why aren't I getting the gigs? Then you start getting pissed off. You start writing anti-songs.
Yeah, by the time we were doing Hatebox, we were just writing songs.
Your band name was Hatebox.
We were just beating people over the head.
Yes.
We would just stand on stage and just scream.
Yeah, you had no problem clearing out a room, and it becomes that because it was born out of anger and spite, and you guys keep putting your head. You guys are George Floyd to me here. You know, stop it. Hand on the neck.
We were just brutalizing ears.
and it just became this thing. So I didn't like that. I didn't want to live in that world anymore. I did have 3 decades of being in music for the wrong reasons. So I get into music because music made me laugh, and it brought me back to when we were kids. Yes, comedy made me laugh. It brought me back to when we were kids and goofing around. And then I'm bringing joy to people. And I'm like, all right, things are working out pretty good. And things are working out good, and I'm bringing joy to the world instead of anger and smite and revenge and preening and ego. It was, and then somebody dangles this competition carrot in my face. For one split second, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go in there. But I go, wait a minute. That's not why I started. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to make people laugh. And that's, as a comic, you should be thinking, I'm here to make people laugh. It doesn't matter what this stupid bar is going to do for you, because you'll have your rolling 4-octane fair moment. You might get there. You might win that, and you might get there. But I'll guarantee you, by the time you get there, and they hand you the 500, and they're telling you, you're so good, you're the funniest in Erie. Yes, you can open for Kevin Farley. Oh, you can open for the teacher Torah. Well, you can get all those gigs. That's fine, but you could have got them on your own, and you don't need this competition. And guess what? The day you might go in there and do 3 gigs, great, but then when they turn on you because you had a bad night and you bomb, because as a comic we all bomb occasionally. When they turn on you and they go, and then you're outside looking in, knocking on the window, going, "Hey, where's my spot? I was Erie's funniest." You're going to be left out in the cold. The snow will fall on you. It's not this walk into the promised land that you think it's going to be. So that's what I'm saying. And comedy should not be a competition, is my point, kids.
So bottom line, if you really want to do it, do it. But it's not gonna.
Yeah, just do it for the. I mean, if you want to go out there and I just want to tell my 5 minutes and swing a sword a few times, fine. If you want to go out there and just all right, I'm gonna practice my 5. But any comic worth of salt that's been in it more than 5 years, you're at the point where you're beyond 5 minutes. You gotta, You're going to give your best 5 minutes so that this one person, so Tammy Pescatelli can tell you you're funny. She'll tell you you're funny anyway. She's a good person. She's cool. She'll like you whether you win this or not.
Who's Tammy Pescatelli? Why does that name sound familiar?
She's a local comic. Well, she was from here, but she was on Last Comic Standing. She's a national comic.
She's from here?
Yeah, Meadville area.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Nice lady. She's cool. Or John Stalin, the weatherman's going to go, I think you were funny. It's like, what does he know? He's John Stalin. He's the weatherman. I'm just saying, it's just one of those things. Just tell jokes and just make people laugh and just make the world a better place. Comedy should not be a competition.
Well, the arts shouldn't be a competition.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, because it's all subjective.
Yeah. Unless there's a scorecard, it's not a competition.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on.
We're drilling this down into the. Okay, I got a couple of things I could throw out here.
All right, lay them on me.
All right, here's one. This is a pretty silly one. So I heard this the other day on somewhere. So I've been really down the rabbit hole at my job. I listen to a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos and stuff. So the YouTube algorithm now is nothing.
Your YouTube algorithm.
My YouTube algorithm is nothing but, podcasts like Tuesdays with Stories.
Not bad.
What's the other one they do? The We Might Be Drunk.
Yeah.
All this sort of stuff. Like, it's just...
You getting the Santinos and you getting the Chris Stephanos and the Stavies in there?
Yeah, not so much. I actually started opening up today. I'm like, God, this algorithm's just giving me just the same shit over and over again. Yeah. So I just searched Dan Soder. So I started getting into some of his... I heard he had a podcast. I'm like, all right, let's go check that out.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah, I'm going to have to dig up Stavi's World just to try and open up to something. So I get that stuff. The last 2 weeks I've been delving into Kill Tony.
Okay.
I know, but it's sort of interesting. Mostly the ones with like Shane Gillis on it or like Tom Segura stuff. They're kind of funny.
Yeah.
And Shane Gillis is pretty funny. And then of course, like I said, the Gordon Ramsay stuff. So I get a lot of Kitchen Nightmares. I get a lot of Hotel Hell. I get a lot of what's the other one? Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, the occasional, police videos of crazy meth heads getting arrested, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, somewhere in something, somebody mentioned something about the idea of, who was it? I think it was like Joe List or somebody talking about.
Okay.
He was like, his family was in town, his mom and dad and his sister. And his sister said something about going out to brunch. And he goes, I know my sister. When she says brunch, she means day drinking. So here's the question. I never made this association. Is brunch secret code for early day drinking? Because I always just thought of brunch as it's like this sort of 10 a.m. thing that you do where you get some breakfast food, you get some lunch food. I never thought about it in terms of...
It was the mimosa blends in there.
The mimosas and what's the other one with the tomato juice? The Bloody Marys.
Yeah, the Bloody Marys if you had a hangover because you drank the night before.
Is that it?
The mimosas, you're on a fresh head. Let's go. It's orange juice and champagne.
Orange juice and champagne, which sounds gross to me.
It actually kind of works in a weird way. Because I find orange juice a little thick and citrusy and champagne's a little weak and fizzy. The two together kind of work.
Champagne never really tastes good to me, and orange juice is just like acid in my stomach.
Well, this is the better version. But it does work. I mean, I haven't done a mimosa in years. It's been a lot of years. But I remember, the rare occasions I've done those.
Because it's like this idea of brunch equaling drinking. I was like, oh, is that the thing? Because then it's like, oh, well...
I guess it depends how you grew up and where you grew up. Now Joe List's family, they were all Boston drinkers,
I guess so,
Yeah.
Because I always knew, like, it was always like a church brunch sort of thing. So it was always like, oh, so they'll have scrambled eggs and pancake, but also a sandwich if you want it. You get like a roast beef
there might
sandwich.
be a little or like a long sandwich that's cut up.
Right. They'll have some sandwich, some pancake, or
maybe some
bacon.
sausage links. Okay, yeah.
Or they sort of cross the two with the BLTs. It's a sandwich, but it's got the breakfast fixings in it.
Yeah, and then and then you got some fruits, some cantaloupes and grapes over here. You might have some cheese and crackers over there.
Right? Yeah. I always thought of it just more as a food thing. I never really thought about it as a drinking thing. So
no, I didn't really. Other than the mimosa, I thought that was just a reason to drink mimosas.
Well, yeah. So
you can't say let's go to breakfast because when you say let's go to breakfast. It summons up coffee and getting started.
Right.
And let's go to lunch. Lunch is lunch. That's when, So
just go to lunch.
Yeah. Brunch sounds a little bit more, hey, let's
So it's like, even if it were like, mimosas.
Sure.
Then it'd be like, you go to brunch, you get the food, you have one mimosa.
Right.
I never thought about it as like a gateway to like, let's start day drinking now.
Well, if you're an alcoholic, I'm sure the few mimosas would trigger it.
I guess so.
Yeah, we're feeling a little good. Let's keep going. And then you're into lunch. Let's go have a liquid lunch. Let's go get a beer and watch the game.
And I could definitely see it on a Sunday if it's like you start off with some sort of brunch at 10 a.m. You get some food. You have like 5 or 6 mimosas. Next thing you know,
and you end up at sports land. Sure.
Yeah, 1 p.m. and football's starting. Which, speaking of which, I went to the Buffalo Wild Wings 2 days ago.
Oh, you experienced the modern Buffalo Wild Wings in all its expensive glory.
Oh man, it was so fucking expensive.
I know you need coupons, or you got to go on you got to take advantage of the special. Like I go Tuesdays, buy one get one traditional wing.
That's what we did. We went on Tuesday.
But you didn't get the wings.
I did.
You did.
I got some boneless wings.
Oh, you went.
But even still, I just wanted to try some of the wings and try some of the sauces.
They do have good sauces.
They got a lot of sauces.
Yeah.
So we did.
That's their sell.
And I don't like gnawing around bones. And I know a lot of people are like, if you get the boneless wings, it's not even like wings. Whatever. I don't care. I don't like gnawing around bones.
Yeah.
I know you hoover the bones. You just stick the whole wing in your mouth and just pull the bone out.
Yeah, I'm old school. I'm Neanderthal.
Yeah, you've always done that. But I hate the gristle. I hate nibbling around the bones. It makes me nauseous. So the sauces we got the Asian one.
Oh, the Asian Zing. That's mine. I go Asian Zing.
Yeah, the girlfriend liked that. That was pretty good. Pretty good. And because you can get two.
Yeah, that's kind of like in between a General Chow and an orange chicken. It's kind of like if there's a middle ground between a Zhao and an orange chicken.
Is that what it is? Because I normally don't.
It's like a jelly.
Yeah, I normally don't get the spicy Chinese stuff.
Yeah.
But so because I wanted to test out the sauces, I had them just do the sauces on the side.
Yeah.
So I didn't have them like spin them or toss them or whatever they call it.
Yeah, that's better that way
drench
too.
them. So I just wanted to do like six-piece thing, and then I'm like, so if we got two sauces and sauces on the side, we're like 3 this flavor and 3 that flavor. He goes, no, it's 2 for 1. I'm like, oh, so we're getting 12 wings now? Okay. So it was like 12 wings. And that was fine, because me and the girlfriend were just nibbling, because she got a black bean burger, and I got, which I guess is new, the spicy chicken sandwich. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
And he had a buck, and they make it deluxe. They throw cheese and lettuce and tomato on it. Pretty good.
What are they doing for bun? Pretzel bun? They doing artisanal bun?
I feel
fork split kind of one of those bigger ones. Are they toasted?
I don't think it was toasted. I feel like it was some sort of like maybe ciabatta bun or something like that.
Ciabatta makes sense.
I had him do it with no pickles, no mayo, because I fucking hate pickles and mayo and onions.
Well, that's where I'm going to have to disagree. I was that way too, but the pickle, when you get like a mango habanero sauce.
I almost got that for the sauce.
That'll make you sweat. Theirs version.
Because I'm not going for the heat. I want flavor.
That has the flavor. That has it all.
And I feel like sometimes, because, out in Phoenix, there's, so many different types. But a lot of times it's just heat for the sake of heat.
Yeah,
no flavor.
That's why when somebody goes, you want some hot wings? I don't go hot. I don't have time for hot.
Or that Frank's Red Hot.
That stinks. That's just vinegary heat.
Yeah, vinegary heat,
that almost ruins the chicken.
Yeah.
I've been known to order chicken. What I do, I get it with a dry rub, like a desert heat dry rub.
Yeah.
And then I get my wet sauce on the side. I go sauce on side.
Yeah, that's what I got. Sauce on the side.
So yeah, I do what you're doing. So then you get the whole crunch of the deep friedness, because you want the crunch.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than sog.
Yeah.
I don't want sog.
No, I don't like the soggy either. Like, I can't do nachos. Nachos make me.
Ugh.
Nachos are
That's
gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah. It's like just picking it up.
Olives and spray cheese. Fuck off.
Yeah, screw that. But so I got the Asian Zing, and then I got the jalapeno one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's higher up on the Scoville.
Jam and jalapeno.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, it wasn't as hot as you'd think, though. You're thinking jam and jalapeno. Ooh, this one's going to zing my tits off. It doesn't really zing your tits off. It's not really that.
They're both hot enough that, I literally get sweat bead forms on my cheek and starts running down. I get that all the time, I'm not much, like I said, I'm not looking for the hot. I'm looking for the flavor.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, when you first dip it and you first put it in your mouth, before it actually hits your tongue and everything, there's a second where you can really sort of smell the flavor. And you get on the Asian Zing, you're like, oh yeah, this is the Asian stuff from Chinese food and stuff like that. With the jalapeno one, it's like, oh yeah, it's a jalapeno.
Yeah.
And then it hits your tongue and it's all burning fire or whatever.
Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings, I say their sauce. You can buy their sauces at grocery stores.
Yeah.
You can buy all those, just like you can buy the fucking Chick-fil-A sauces too. At
but the Chick-fil-A sauces are gross. It's just mayonnaise and ketchup or something.
A lot of them are, yeah.
Gross.
They got a barbecue mustard that's pretty good. But yeah, the Buffalo Wild Wings sauces are I know, which makes me mad because they are a good franchise. I like their food. I like what they do. I like the presentation on the square metal plates. I like how they do it. It's just the price ain't right.
No. I mean, it depends on what you do. Like, so that spicy chicken sandwich I got,
Yeah.
it was like $12. Not bad.
Did it come with fries?
Yeah.
Okay, if you got a side of fries, without the fries, that's too much.
The fries are pretty tasty. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
dude, any sandwich these days at a restaurant is like 16 or 17 bucks. So $12.50 is a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
The girlfriend got the black bean burger, which she doesn't do a lot of meat, so
Yeah.
so she said it was good, but I think that was like 16 or 17. You know what I mean? She fucked up and she got a couple of margaritas at $9 each.
Oh, 2 even. She
Yeesh.
went in for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I got
So your bill must have been in the 80s.
that was about 65.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well, a tip, it could have been in the 80.
Yeah, so we ended up splitting it. I'm like, tell you what, you want to take care of the drinks, I'll take care of the food. So she did that. Because I only got the one Bud Light, which was the giant glass.
Yeah.
But it was like, happy hour. Because we go like right after I get off work at 4.
Yeah, so you
And
got
thank
the
God
happy
we
hour
did,
deal.
because, boy, by the time we were leaving, that place was packed.
Yeah, it does. It gets filled.
And so I only did the one Bud Light, which was plenty. And even at that, it's like a buck off. So instead of $6, it was $5.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, boy, for like 4 times that price, I can get a 30-pack.
I know. It's small prices.
It's like airport prices. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like it's those tall boy glasses too, and they slide good. I like holding the tall boy. It's like, yeah, but
It's all right. But you know me, I like my beer with ice. So I always ask for a glass of ice, and I start pouring the beer into the glass of ice. So I like it that way. So regular.
Did you find? Okay, here's my complaint about Buffalo Wild Wings: overstimulus.
I totally saw what you meant, because we're sitting in there and we're just sitting in the main dining room. There are 26 televisions.
Yeah, everywhere you look's a television.
Yeah, and
with
like-
a different channel on.
Well, 6 of them are playing the same thing. There's
Yeah.
5 playing the same thing. It's like they had 2 soccer matches going on that weren't even live.
Yeah,
'Cause I
and
looked
you
it
can't
up.
hear the sound on any of them. You hear classic rock playing, so you'll hear Rocky Mountain Way while all these things are going on.
Yeah,
and then
it's just
add in the crowd
constantly
talk.
looking around and this and that. And then, like I said, more and more people were coming in. It was just getting louder and louder. And I literally said to my girlfriend, I see what Aaron was talking about just the overstimulation of this place.
Because when I'm with the girl, I like that. We want to talk and have a date night.
Yeah, and she wasn't able to adjust to the volume. When the dude came over to order, she's like talking normal. The dude's like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like re-shouting her thing. She wants this, And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, it's not bad. I mean, it's a decent place to go. The high ceiling, and it's generally bright enough. I mean,
Yeah. If someone else is footing the bill, or if you have a little fuck you money, it's great.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a dim little hole in the wall, which I can't stand those dim hole in the walls. There's tons of those around here in Erie because places are just so old.
Yeah, they're old
tiny.
converted houses that they turned into corner bars in the 50s.
or a little restaurant or whatever. you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, it may be nuts, but the spicy chicken sandwich is pretty tasty.
I like a good chicken sandwich. I like the good Southern chicken sandwich, which is
Oh yeah,
that's when they put the pickles
Nashville
on.
hot.
Yeah, the Nashville hot with the pickles, and then the buttered bun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they toast and butter the bun. That makes a Southern chicken sandwich.
because I had gone
Good.
there for a work thing, and I'd gotten the spicy chicken sandwich, and it was tasty, and the fries are fairly tasty, and they put pepper on them and stuff, and just black pepper. And so I was saying to the girlfriend, I'm like, they got a spicy chicken sandwich there, right? And so we're driving up there, and I'm like, pull it up on the menu. It was not on the menu online. And when I got there, it's on the menu, but it
yeah,
says
those are new menus.
Yeah.
with the up to prices.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a new sandwich.
Yeah.
So, but still, $12.50 wasn't too bad. It's not too bad for a sandwich.
No, with a handful of fries, that's fine. That's fine. That's definitely fine.
Handful of fries. It was the whole tray.
Oh, well, that's okay.
But yeah, it was a lot of fries. But they're fairly tasty, and
Yeah.
But I wanted to try some of the boneless wings. I wanted to try some of the sauces. I'm looking for the flavors. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just all about heat. I really just want flavor.
Yeah.
so.
You can get the Buffalo Wild Wings when you buy it at the store. The mango habanero is that, and it's hot. Well, it's not hot, but it'll get your shit going. I can't find, though, bottled the Asian Zing.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one I've gone into Giant Eagle looking. I've gone to a couple different places looking for the Asian Zing, and I can't find
Did you
it.
look in Tops?
Not Tops, no.
Try Tops because I find things.
Walmart had a good selection of the Buffalo Wild Wings.
I find things in Tops I can't find anyplace else. Like when you go to the baked bean aisle, they got the Bush's baked beans. They have one called Sweet Heat.
Sweet Heat baked beans.
These are they're spicy
fucking
beans.
tooting your fucking Tutankhamons.
Well, I mean, do
beans make you fart, or is that a myth?
I don't eat a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like if you eat like
do you find yourself farty?
Not really.
I always thought that it might be an urban myth.
I once again I do it with the baby spinach. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But out in Arizona, out in Phoenix, you know, they got the Sweet Heat at the grocery store. They got all the Bush beans varieties, but the Wegmans doesn't carry the Sweet Heat ones.
Yeah.
But Tops does. So every time, because there's things I can get at Tops that I can't get at Wegmans, like generic cola. Like Wegmans stopped carrying generic cola.
They really? The W? With the W on the side?
Right.
Wow.
Right. I used to get that all the time. All of a sudden, it's not there. You want cola, it's either Coke, Pepsi, or RC, and that's it. Other than that, F you, get out the door.
I'm wondering why Wegmans would discontinue their own.
I don't know either, because I used to, when I first moved here, I was getting the W
Yeah,
cola.
my brother used to buy that.
Yeah. Huh. So you got to go to Tops, and then you can get the generic cola that they have, and then they got some new brand, this Adirondack brand. Oh, they got the Tops brand, and now they got this Adirondack brand.
Yeah.
Which is like 10 cents cheaper. It's still just cola. That's all I'm looking for is some cola. You know, once in a while, I like a little bit of cola and some
cola.
Ice. Yeah. You know, and so the other thing is like, like the little chicken nuggets and stuff. They got this one Tyson one that's like honey chicken or something like that, which is not very honey-y, but it's a nice little chicken nugget and it tastes good. They don't carry it at Wegmans.
Huh.
So I got to go get it at Tops. But yet, you know, the Smith's hot dogs are $1 more at Tops than Wegmans.
Oh yeah, you got to go to Country Fair for Smith's.
You keep saying that, and every time I go to a country fair and look around for them, I cannot find them.
You gotta go. Yeah, you got to ask for them.
I mean, what is it? Meow Mix? Like cats ask for it by name?
Well, probably theft. People probably steal packs of hot dogs.
I guess.
Anyway. Imagine if you got caught stealing hot dogs.
I know. You got to go to the lockup for that.
I got okay. Speaking of grocery store rants, all right. So I go to grocery store. We go to Wegmans. Her and I. It's funny because Tina and I are on the wave. Like her and I. She can read my mind before I even say it, and I can with her. All right. If you're not going to the are you a self-checkout guy?
Yeah.
Okay, you're across the board self-checkout. I like that, but sometimes you got to pay with cash, and self-checkout ain't taking cash at Wegmans. Oh, you got to use your card.
I always use the card. Yeah. I don't do.
You don't fuck around with cash?
No, I'm not carrying cash.
Oh, I like breaking off the dollar bills. I like licking my thumb like an old timer.
No, then you're because
I know I'm Tony Soprano here.
You're licking money. It's gross.
But no, we called it the Vortex, and I found a new Vortex. Well, the original Vortex was there's this old lady, sweet old lady, checking out, and she'll go, beep, beep. Are you using the bag? Let me put it in the bag, Sonny. And then she's that slow. The Vortex, the time is standing still. I mean, you're almost to the point where you're like, just fucking give it to me. Yeah. You know. And her and I are looking at each other and we're like, why did that take so long? We called it the Vortex. We got entered the Vortex. So every time we see her, sometimes there's one time, all right, we got a line here. We don't have a line, we're waiting. Put the partition up, unloading our groceries. Then here comes the old lady, walks over. I can cover for you now. The Vortex lady. So we have the Vortex lady. Well, we found a new Vortex. Have you encountered the teenage girl that comments nervously about everything you have? Oh, I like your tattoos. Those are funny. I'm going to get a tattoo. I'm going to get a butterfly on my ankle. Oh my gosh. Oh, I like these Tyson chicken nuggets. These are fun. I had a party once that we had these. Everything goes through the thing, and it's just like a thing, And then you get to the end of the Vortex. You're like, All right, all she's got to ring up is the onions. Let's get out of here. Doop. Huh, what is it? What kind of onions is this? Oh, they're sweet onions. Right there, SW, sweet onions. Oh, I better call my manager. So you're waiting for the manager to arrive, and she's vortexing you more. Yeah, so anyway, I got the teenage nervous talking vortex girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. There's a nervous tick that I think teenagers get. Maybe I must have had it too, I think, when I was a kid. I don't know. We all do, where they got to fill the air. They can't handle the quiet. They're just filling the air with prattle.
Yeah. It's the fear of the dead air.
Wow. Yeah, is that a known phobia? That should have a name. Fear of dead air.
Well, it is.
Dead aerophobia.
I mean, I used to think that everybody got it from like the radio. No dead air, no dead air.
Right.
But nobody listens to the radio anymore. People are still that way.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell. Like, if you ever go see like a high school production of a Shakespeare play,
Yeah.
they blast through the lines so fast that nothing has any meaning.
Right.
And it's sort of like with the
Open mic comedy's like that
the
too.
open mic comedy. They blow through the shit so fast that no one knows what the hell's going on. And then they
it's
think
that
their
nervous
joke is-
energy. It's this weird nervous energy that makes things go fast.
Because like with the stand-up comedy, or like I've been watching a lot of the Kill Tony.
Yeah.
They do the bucket pulls, and the people go up there, and people go. Do you guys ever notice when you go to the airport, you think about the thing, that thing over there,
Right.
and it's like, dude, you wasted 2/3 more time just standing there being nervous and awkward.
Yeah.
You could have just talked. It was like the thing you were talking about presenting it more measured and taking your time,
Yeah.
and not feeling that pressure to fill every gap.
Yeah. And that little limited time. That's why 5-minute spots never work, because you have that nervous energy a little bit, but then yeah.
But there was something funny. Mark Norman and Sam Morrell were talking about something like that. Mark Norman was talking about that it was some hot chick on the plane next to him or something like that. And he's like, did you ever notice hot chicks never talk fast?
Wow. Okay.
Because
They don't need to.
they don't need to, because every guy's always hanging on their every word.
Yeah.
Going like, really? The dryer goes in a circle. Really?
Oh, wow.
Tell me more.
This is true.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's fairly prescient.
I like that one. I like that. How are we doing on time? Well, these past 2 episodes have been pretty quick. Last week we talked about the Rapture. All right. Oh, I only have one more thing. The minor rant, beyond the prattle, the vortex prattle. You're going into a store. I get that everyone wants to say thank you for opening the door. The open door, all right, thank you. Now, you ever go through 2 sets of doors? And you open the door for somebody and they go, oh, thank you. And then you go ahead and you open the door for them. Do you got to say thank you again? Or is it the one thank you?
Yeah.
I don't like the extra thank you. I feel that awkward moment. That's why.
I mean, if there's 2 sets of doors, because here we get the vestibule thing because of the winters.
Yeah.
So to keep out the draft. People in other climates don't get that.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
No, it's like you ever watch a movie shot by people who live in California where it's supposed to take place someplace back east where it's winter and people like come in and leave the door open? That never happens around here.
Yeah, that's true. We have vestibules and we have coat racks and things. And
So it's like if you go and you open the door, if you hold the outer door and somebody says thank you, usually people go in and they open the inner door.
And you
hold
say
it for
thank you back to them.
Right. It's usually a reciprocal sort of thing.
Yeah.
That way it evens out.
Yeah. That and know what I'm getting tired of? I know it's customary to say God bless you when you sneeze. I think I want to banish it. I think I'm done saying God bless you. I think I'm done with Gesundheit.
I dropped the God.
Yeah, I usually say Gesundheit. I like Gesundheit because it's kind of funny. It's old school.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Gesundheit. Yeah. But, or sometimes I'll go, whoa. Like somebody sneezes. You go,
You know what's funny?
Whoa.
You ever get people like they sneeze and you say bless you, and then they sneeze like 2 or 3 more times?
yeah, do you got to say bless you again and
No,
again?
after the third one.
They only get one bless you.
Yeah, after the third one, I sometimes if it's somebody that I know and I know I can joke around with, I'll be like, all right, now you're just milking it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, usually, yeah. Yeah, like I got a maintenance guy at work. He does like 7 in a row. Hajoo! 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 You know, it's like, I'm not going to say God bless you all 7 times here. I'm just going to go at the end and go, dude.
Yeah, that's it. You wait it out till they're done. Yeah.
Are you done? God bless you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the God bless. Who decided that every time you sneeze, you say God bless you? We don't say God bless you when you burp. You don't say it when you fart. Why does the sneeze get the God bless you?
Well, I always heard that it was a medieval superstition.
Okay.
That people thought when you sneeze, because it was so violent, that your soul could leave your body at that moment.
Wow, I like that.
So it's like you could be sneezing your soul out, and the God bless you covers you for the second it takes for the soul to get back in your body.
Ooh, okay, I like that. I like that. All right, conceptually. All right, so where we're going with that? Huh, that's almost a bit.
That's kind of what I've kind of heard about it.
Really? I never knew that, yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like, yeah, just like God bless you. It's kind of like step on a crack, break your mother's back kind of thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a superstition-y thing, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well. Huh.
All right, I got a little thing.
All right, what do you got?
I started watching this show on HBO.
Uh-oh.
It's like a limited series. It's
Just started.
Yeah.
Has it been on HBO for a while?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah. It's called Back to the Frontier.
Back to the Frontier. I don't know this one.
Okay, so I've seen shows like this before. They're like BBC shows out of England.
Okay.
And they used to be for a historical period in time. Like I saw one, they called it like Victorian House.
Okay.
And so they take a family from the modern day and they put them in
family.
a Victorian house outfitted like it's Victorian times. And they have to live like it's Victorian times.
Oh.
And so
Are they aware of how Victorian times goes down, or is there a moderator to tell them, oh, you can't do that?
There's moderators and historical experts and stuff.
Okay.
Like I remember one, they were doing like 1890s house. And this guy was like, all they had was straight razors. And he's like, I'm going to cut my neck with this fucking thing. So he was going to the barber shop every day for a shave. And he's like, I'm wasting a fortune on the barber shop every day. So he had to figure out how to hold the razor and learn to shave himself, you know what I mean? And so they need to cook in the kitchen over a wood-fired potbelly cast iron stove.
Okay.
With recipes from a Victorian era cookbook, using Victorian era supplies that were available. And this
Do they
sort
got
of
to
stuff.
shit in a bedpan?
Yeah, they got bedpans.
Oh, outhouses and bedpans?
Right, outhouses and all
that's
that.
the worst.
They got to use like those non-electric vacuums that are beating the rugs
that's
outside.
the worst. What do they use there? What did Fred Flintstone use? A dinosaur?
Yeah.
Didn't he have a bird?
Yeah, he had some
It
sort
was
of
like a
dinosaur.
dodo bird.
Yeah, something like that.
Or no, it was like a flamingo, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then there was one that was 1940s house where they were living like it was like World War II time. So they had
All
to
right,
deal
that
with
might be a little more
rationing.
believable.
They had to deal with rationing. And so they set it up like the local corner grocer, they're in on it too.
Oh.
So when they go in to get groceries, the grocer's like, oh, let me see your ration book. I can only give you like this much butter and I can only give you this much flour this week and, you know, and like that sort of stuff. So it's sort of interesting. So they take these modern people and put them in these historical settings, and it's always sort of interesting. So this one is on HBO. This is from the Magnolia Network.
Oh, that's what's their name?
Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Chip and Joanna Gaines. You're right.
So this one, they took 3 families, and they had them do old 1800s settler stuff.
Okay.
Right. So they take these families and they have them go and they do kind of like in the old days, like that Far and Away movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, where they're Irish immigrants.
Yeah.
And they have the land grabs where people run out and grab a parcel of land or whatever. So they do something like that, where they got to go to the assessor's office. They get a parcel of land, right? They randomly give them, these 3 parcels of land, and then they're going by the old like 1860s Land Settlement Act rules, which says after 1 year, you have to prove that you can live on this land, develop the land, and all this sort of stuff, right? And so it costs you $6 to get that evaluation done. So when they start them off with $30. That's what you got, is $30. And then, so in these plots of land, they have sort of a house and sort of an outhouse, but they're in various states of like disrepair. Like this one family, they get this one house that doesn't have a front wall. It's just got studs. And they're like, well, we don't even have a wall, so they got to deal with that, fix that, And so it is sort of fascinating to watch these people who are, they're all plugged in business people. There's this black family that they brought along the dad's mother who grew up on a farm, and he kind of grew up on a farm too. So she actually kind of has some know-how in a lot of this sort of stuff.
Wow.
So it's sort of fascinating,
And they got to plant their crops. They got to get ready there. They got to insulate their homes and get ready for the winter.
So the first day, they're like, so they start them off with a little basket of some food, to get them going, So they got to deal with like canned meat, a little bit of bread or something
Now,
like that.
does the show throw in anything like, oh, here comes a tornado or here comes robber bandits?
No, not that I've seen
Coyotes.
yet. No, not that I've seen yet.
At least the coyotes.
although they are out there in the wilderness.
Yeah, that is true.
So they're very much like...
So if they had a few sheep, they're subject to possible coyotes.
Well, even so, the one family doesn't have the fourth wall on the house. And
Yeah.
so they're like, we got to do something ASAP before like a wolf or a bear comes wandering in, because they're out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And there's nobody, like, it's not like they're in a game preserve or something like
Yeah.
that, right? And so the first episode, they're just trying to feed themselves, and they're coming to grips with the fact that there is no shower, there is no bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they have to give up all their makeup and jewelry and electronics and all that sort of stuff. There's no running water, there's no electricity, nothing like that. So the first day is like shock, Then the second day, they give them the money, and they say, because they give them like a book, like a homesteader's almanac,
Yeah.
So the second day, they're like, okay, so you've got a general store. It's 2 miles away. You got to walk to it. So they go over to the general store, and they got $30 to deal with. So they give them the money. So then they got to walk to the grocery store and try and do what they can with the money or whatever. See how frugal they are. The third day, they went to a livestock auction. And so they've got their experts in there, right? So for the livestock expert, it's this lady who, her and her husband, they're modern day homesteaders. They live out on a farm, they raise their own food, this sort of stuff. So the people go out there, they got their $30 minus whatever they bought at the general store.
Yeah.
And they have these packages where you can get like, a cow, 2 pigs, and 5 chickens, or 10 chickens, 2 billy goats, and or whatever. Wow. And so they're bidding on those auction style, right? So then they get some livestock animals and that sort of stuff, And so then they're coming to the realization that ultimately these are all going to end up as food, and the kids are all like, no, it's my pets, we're not going to kill it. And it's like, and I keep thinking, and I guess the show is only during the summer, because I keep thinking, man, if it gets to be wintertime, they're going to be eating these animals.
Yeah.
But I think it's only 8 episodes, and I think it's only during the summer.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's not as harsh as it could get. Because, man, if they ran it through the whole winter for like a whole year, and maybe they do, I don't know. I've only got a couple of episodes into it.
Wow.
But it's fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
What's
fun
it
to watch.
called?
Back to the Frontier.
Back to the Frontier.
On HBO.
On HBO, okay.
Yeah.
And it's a series.
It's a series, like 8 or 10 episodes, I think.
Wow.
At least 8 episodes.
Wow.
Sure.
I wonder, that would be funny though if they could throw in some kind of like, all right, or some disease. Well, you can't really disease these people. Okay, we're going to throw in diphtheria and some coyotes and some robber barons.
Yeah, but
and
then
a tornado.
But then it's a little. I mean, what's next? An Indian attack? It's a little staged at that point. Because honestly,
attack, yeah.
watching this show, man, it's like you realize how tough it actually was.
Oh yeah, those people
to live and get by back in those days, and
maybe our great grandparents would have been there.
I mean, it's sort of brutal. And they haven't even really got into it yet.
Yeah,
they're just starting to get into it, like learning how to milk the cow. And then the old the old black lady that grew up on a farm, she's like, I remember getting up every day at 4:30 in the morning to go milk the cow, you know. She's like, this reminds me when I was a little girl, you know. Like, she knows. She's been there. And even her son, the black dude, he grew up on the farm too. So he's like, boy, I haven't done this stuff in years, you know, whatever. But then they went out after they got the livestock. They went out and they started, you know, page 4 is like, you got to plant your crops now. You got 1 week. You know, if you don't get your crops planted now, they're not going to be ready in the week, in the window that you have for harvesting or whatever.
Wow, I think I'd be dead.
So then they're going out and like, you know, they got to learn about, they're like, how do we do the plow thing? And so then an expert guy shows up. And
can they disqualify themselves by fucking this up?
Well, the Almanac book says that in the homesteader days, 1 out of 3 families didn't make it. And so they're like, well, we got 3 families. So like, chances are one of us isn't going to make it. You know
do they know each other? Do they interact with each other? Can they trade?
They don't know each other, but they do all meet at the beginning. And then the Almanac says homesteaders will commonly do what's called a B-E-E, where you get the neighbors together to do like a barn raising or something like that. And so what you do is the neighbors come over and they help you do the thing, and then you feed them, and it's all a big, you know, feasting thing, and then you go help them do their thing or whatever, right?
Yeah, and you each have one, and maybe do a barter and a trade here and there along the way. And
Yeah. So the black family calls some people over to help them, you know, do the thing. And this one guy from this other family, he's like, well, I don't have that much time to help you put up your wall on your house because I got to go make a bed for my daughters, you know, because it's like they get to this house and there's like 2 beds.
Yeah.
So there's the mom and the dad are in the small bed. Then the bigger bed, they got 2 teenage daughters and then the younger son. And they don't like sleeping in the bed together.
Yeah, that's
so
not
they're
going to work
complaining
long
about
term.
all
Yeah,
that.
so he's got to eventually make a bed, but he needs the wood. He needs the.
Yeah. So it's like,
Okay.
So he's all sort of like, I don't have a lot of time to help you guys with your thing. And then the wife is like, I don't like his attitude.
Well,
So-
kind of like wife swap, but it'd be like era swap.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. And how the people deal with it and whatever. Because the one couple is actually a gay couple. It's 2 guys, and they have these 2 like twin boys.
Okay.
The twin boys are like, they're like video game playing, dependent on the iPads.
And they're not ready for this.
They're not ready for any of it.
No.
Like the black family, they got.
They seem to be the most ready because they were from the farm.
one boy's like 16, and the other one's like 12. So they're having a hard time at sort of adjusting to it. But they're sort of like, you know, they're pitching in, helping and stuff like that.
Huh.
So yeah, it's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. So back to the frontier.
Back to
on
the
HBO.
frontier recommendation list, guys.
Yeah, that's something to do.
Well, we got to go back to the frontier. We got to go back to fucking film some more Shlicketty review casts.
Yeah. So we're gonna call this episode. This is a Shlicketty precast.
That's right. That's
We're
right.
banking it. Aaron's in New York City this week,
Yep.
so this is a pre-tape.
Boy, my arm's tired.
Right, he's flying out. So we're gonna wrap this one up. We're gonna get to we got to do a couple of
Shlicketty reviews.
Shlicketty review casts, a couple of movies, and so we got a lot of shooting to do today and not much time to do it. Mm-hmm. So
Hang in there, folks. We'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging into the Shlicketty cast.
like, subscribe, hit up the merch store, send us an email, say hi.